The Astros just made it official. Joey Loperfido is coming up.
Anthony Loperfido. Let's go. Or Mario Joseph. My bad, not Anthony.
It's good too, though.
Think of The Sopranos.
If you just would have kept going, I never would have caught it.
Mario Joseph.
It's pretty good.
Oh.
A corresponding move will be announced tomorrow by Dana Brown.
Correspond this.
Trey Cabbage will go back down because he was the extra man just for this weekend while they were in Mexico. They got a 27th man on the roster, so he'll go down. They said they wanted to get a good look at him, so they played him in one game for like 7 innings, and then they didn't play him on Sunday for the most part. So sure, they got a great look while he got some hits on Saturday's game at least. And then Framber Valdez came back this weekend.
Oh,
he looked pretty good.
Yo,
but there's some stuff that could concern you, Paul, from this weekend.
Look, they won 2 games. Great. Win 3 in a row, and I won't be mad at you.
Beat someone that's above 500. I don't care that they won 2 games.
At this point, I am just thankful that they are capable of winning multiple games in a row. But until they win 3 games in a row, I'm going to be condescending and demeaning towards them. And yeah, Joe, I'm looking at some of the quotes that came out of the weekend. Yeah, they won 2 games by a combined score of 20-4, but Jim Crane twice declined comment to The Athletic last week. Once in a text message to Ken Rosenthal, again Wednesday while visiting Houston's clubhouse at Wrigley Field with his son. Meanwhile, you had Alex Bregman saying this in the midst of a contract year where he's hitting .216. A little salty. Quote, I find zero pressure in regards to playing in a contract year. I play the game to be an elite player in the game. I could give a bleep about anything but playing at a high level. The only thing I want to do is play baseball at a high level as long as I can play the game at a high level. Do you like high levels, Alex Bregman? I find zero pressure in anything besides the pressure I put on myself to perform at a high level 4 times every single day, regardless of the year, contract year, whatever. I don't give a bleep. I want to play baseball at a high level and play the game well as long as I can play the game and win. So a lot of basics, a lot of cliches, and
a lot of saltiness.
A lot of references to high level. And look, he drops 2 S-bombs along the way. So he got 2 hits yesterday at the very least. That's neato to bring his average up to .216.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that, and I see someone who's angry. Hey, okay, maybe that anger helps because Jeff Bagwell, the other quote, is hoping the embarrassment that the Astros are feeling turns into anger. The embarrassment turns into anger. The anger turns into wins. Here's Jeff Bagwell.
All I know is that these guys have been through a lot over the last 7 years and their whole career at T-Babes. And I got faith in them. I really do. This team is not going to quit. I promise you that. They're probably a little bit embarrassed of how they played. And hopefully that embarrassment will turn into anger, and anger turns into some wins.
Okay, so I'll work backwards here.
What a formula. Embarrassment turns to anger. Anger turns to wins. What is this? Yoda talking about the dark side of the Force?
Fear turns to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to beating the Rockies twice in Mexico City.
It's a pretty good Yoda. Your words weren't as backwards as they needed to be, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, the Bagwell quote, whatever. Like, of course they're not going to quit, man. Like they're paid millions of dollars.
Wait, you must not.
Some of your worst players right now are all hoping to get contracts very soon. So, we'll see what happens.
Abreu, DFA him, you must.
I do hope that we save the Astros season.
By killing them on Friday?
Yeah. And just a reminder, we killed them first because the Killer Bees also did a funeral for them, but we were first because our show is before theirs.
And just for plausible deniability's sake, Joe was the one who organized the funeral. I just showed up and put on a show. I put on a show.
You put on a suit too.
I put on a suit.
I don't think the Bees put on any.
Yeah, but here's the thing: I want credit if they turn it around.
Wait,
I like those.
Joe buried the Astros, unlike Jeff Bagwell and his anger or whatever thing that he wants the Astros to play well. They heard you and I bury them.
Mostly Joe,
mostly me, and they responded. I want the credit.
He wants to be the start of the championship DVD.
Yes.
You can have the credit.
I'm the tombstone.
You can have the credit.
Oh, that you just want.
I want to be the tombstone.
Now, to
be fair,
that's what's wrong with hot take culture.
To be fair, there's no video evidence in short form of me eulogizing the Astros.
In short form.
In short form. There is a poll. So people will reference your video, so it's gonna be your fault.
Yeah,
Paul.
those reels live
What?
forever.
Your video you posted.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone can tell that I'm just putting on a show.
You were
like I
crying.
always do. Yeah, because I'm a great actor. I'm one of the best that there's ever been in Houston sports radio. The best actor that's ever been in this side of things. Sometimes I'm lying and you can't even tell. Sometimes I'm being sarcastic and you can't even tell. But okay, Joe, if you want the credit, if you want, to be known for in your first year as a radio show host, the guy who killed a team on April 26th and it blowing up in your face, do you. All you, buddy. You got it. It's all for you.
I'm the motivator.
I joined along because at this point I'm just trying to find entertaining ways to talk about
But
these
here's the thing: at least if I killed
bad
them,
baseball players.
if I killed them and they win the World Series, at least it's the Astros. You killed the Rangers,
Yeah, I killed
and
them.
last year is your fault.
No, it wasn't. They were dead.
I don't know.
They were dead. The Astros just had to win like 2 games in September. With like a couple more games.
So
They were
Bregman-
dead. I was right, and the Rangers were wrong for
True.
doing that.
Right pick, wrong result.
Yeah.
The results were wrong.
You're right.
I never said anything wrong.
But the Bregman one is interesting. He's salty.
He's a little salty,
He's
yeah.
frustrated. He's not good. Like he's not been good. Like his last hit was fine. I guess it's a little more encouraging to some of the other guys because at least like his were these moon shots into the atmosphere of Mexico City. Like Kyle Tucker's stuff was just flying all over the place.
Fugazi home run.
Like dude, like that first one he hit makes no logical sense.
The atmosphere in Mexico City lacking it is.
I thought the first one though that you mentioned was interesting, Paul, because
Crane's not even talking about him now?
that is one thing that like when they're good, he likes to talk frequently. He's not afraid of the microphone. He's not afraid to give comments to reporters.
Yeah, talks a little trash.
Yeah,
even.
locally, nationally.
And now it's like he's deferring it to Bagwell. Bagwell's at charity events, and people are like, hey, you guys suck, dude.
yeah.
Sucks.
So I
He's
did.
like, oh, well, hopefully embarrassment leads to anger, which leads to wins.
Yeah, I'm over Baggy.
You're over Baggy? Why? He's
I
an
just-
Astro legend. He's a Hall of Famer.
I was thinking about that when I saw these clips on social media. Just thinking, like, man, why would you ever want to influence the baseball operations of a team that you're a legend at?
Oh,
Like,
it's one of the worst
how
things
much-
you can do.
How much static gets thrown his way this year because he's a voice in the room for how they make these terrible decisions they've been making basically since they won the World Series in November of 2022. Like, if he was just Astros legend Jeff Bagwell, not the hand to the king, it would just be, hey, well, you have any advice for the boys to turn it around? And like now it's like the temperature is so much higher in every room. It's like, oh my God, this Astros season's a disaster. Defend yourself, Jeff Bagwell. Where it's like, God, he could have just been, hey, hit 500 home runs, hope the team turns it around, long season, blah, blah, blah. I am glad that they're not doing long season anymore. That's
It does seem like they've moved on.
That's a good pivot from long season
Yeah.
to now. I hope they're upset.
Yeah, they've got rid of long season. It seems they've got rid of the back of the baseball card. They just acknowledged that Jose Abreu is bad. They went from 8 to 10 game win streak to 3, 4, or 5. So like they're moving the
They're
bar.
scaling it down. They've been humbled.
Yeah, but to your point, like being part of a front office or a coach of the organization you played for never works out.
John Elway. They won a
Kind of.
Super
I
Bowl.
mean, he still got
They won a Super
fired
Bowl.
in the end.
He didn't get fired. They would never fire him.
But
yeah.
they
left.
started 7 different starting quarterbacks
Yeah.
after.
But
But they did win a Super Bowl.
when
to
he
your point.
first
Yeah.
came in, I mean, they made it to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl.
Yes. But like Patrick Ewing at Georgetown was a disaster.
Yeah.
Who was a St. John's coach? Chris Mullins, same thing. Like it just so off. And maybe it's more coaches, I feel like, where like if you coach where you played, it doesn't go well. But yeah, I would advise against it.
It's just you're running the risk of you're the beloved figure coming back, and then after a couple years, the place where you're beloved has to look around and be like, God, we need to fire those.
It clouds your legacy a little bit.
The only way to do it is to be Jim Harbaugh. Which, by the way, for the first 6 years of Jim Harbaugh's tenure, it was, oh my God, we might have to fire Jim Harbaugh.
I will say too, Ozzie Newsome. I mean, Ozzie Newsome was with the Browns while they moved from Cleveland to Baltimore, and he played with the Browns his whole career too. I mean, Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah,
Maybe the greatest football architect of the last 30
good one.
years.
Yeah.
but never mind.
I feel like the hit.
Never mind.
There are
you wanna come
examples
back.
of it working out. Is all I'm saying.
No,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah. I wouldn't want to risk it. Like if I was a good
Again,
athlete.
his jersey is retired. He can just be a
Yeah,
legend for the
they're not
rest of
taking
his
it down.
life. Yeah, they're never going to take it down.
That would be funny though. Okay? If you got so bad,
They
Jim
take
Crane
it-
was like, "This is your fault. Bring
They
it down."
take it down and then just put up Jose Brady's contract.
Yeah,
instead.
just be like, "This is." Put the back of his baseball card up there. Just be like, "Here you go. This is what's in the rafters now."
I have 2 things for today. That's it. But they did win 2 games by a combined score of a lot to a little over the weekend. I didn't watch any of it. But I will say this. Newest Astro, Mario Joseph Loperfido leads all of professional baseball with 13 home runs. All
Good.
of it.
Good.
All professional baseball. Don't care about the level of baseball. It's still professional. He's paid to do it. And Christian Javier could be back for Seattle. The rotation at full strength. So there you go. There's some positivity.
That's all the positivity you got.
Yeah. Win 3 in a row. You don't deserve my time.
Yeah. The music can go.
What?
That's it.
That's it. There's a little bit of positive.
That's all the
A
positive.
little bit of positive.
All they need to do is win on Tuesday, and then season's back on. That's 3 in a row, baby.
I really just I want to get like hyped up and like feel like everything's good, but like it's the Rockies. Like it's the Rockies.
I thought you were gonna be more positive.
No, I can't.
I'll
I
pot
can't.
down the music.
I do find that the way they're spinning that Joey Loperfido stat is very interesting. Like 13 home runs in all of baseball. It's the minors, guys.
All professional baseball.
It's
And
not
didn't
the
half
same.
of them happen in like Albuquerque?
Yeah.
Hey, Chandler Rome wrote that in his athletic piece, and I copied and pasted it.
I know,
into
Chandler,
the
but, like-
Minister of Astros Positivity. What?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a fact. I'm sorry. We deal in the facts business. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact is that Mario Joseph Loperfido has more home runs than any other professional baseball player. That includes
My God.
Saudi Arabia, Japan, Korea, I think. I'm not going
Yeah.
to double check. India, China, Great Britain, France?
They have baseball there?
Italy.
Germany, Italy,
Name
Brazil?
a country. Name a country.
Canada.
He has more. Well, no, yeah, Canada, because they play
He's
in.
got more.
Yeah.
They only have Toronto.
They have baseball teams up there.
Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Actually, that might be.
Now that you go through it, I find it very hard to believe that there isn't, like some Japanese guy in the MPB that's hit 15 home runs.
Yeah, that's why it's very clear. Like he means American baseball.
Yeah, there's not.
Plus
I don't know.
Toronto.
There's not some Cuban guy who's hit a whole bunch of home runs.
That's xenophobic. If American baseball is the only professional baseball?
I mean, I think it's the way it's written.
No, I read that piece by the Athletic, and no one has more home runs than Mario Joseph Loperfido.
So in the year 2024,
13 homers.
no other professional baseball player, because college baseball, their season starts earlier. So I would be shocked if there's not someone with 14 home runs. No one has gotten paid to hit more home runs
Then Joey
than Joey Loperfido on planet Earth.
on planet Earth.
That's it.
Other than college baseball players who don't count.
I mean, look,
Despite that they actually get paid money now.
Semi-pro.
doesn't the minor league season start a little bit after the major league season?
It's like
I think it's like 2 days.
It's like a day. I
Okay.
think. I think it's a Thursday and a Friday.
I think you're right.
And the baseball season is what, 6 months? So Joey Loperfido is on pace for 78 professional home runs, which would be the most professional home runs of anyone ever in a season.
I'm not sure.
It would be.
Bonds was 70.
Yeah, but again, has someone in Japan hit 80? Has someone in the
question.
Dominican Republic hit 90?
It's a good
we don't know.
question.
We're basing off the MLB record.
Yep.
Because, that's kind of how we do things when we're talking about Major League Baseball players. We base it off of the back of their Major League Baseball card.
Mm-hmm. And on the back of his baseball card, there's more home runs than anybody else in the month of April 2024.
But it says AAA. It doesn't say MLB.
Professional baseball. Listen, Chandler Rome wrote it, and when I was working back at the flagship station, they brought me in one day and they said, Paul, we need you to talk about the facts. We need you to talk about the facts. At a station run by the Houston Texans, we have to talk about the facts.
You don't want you talking about all the facts.
And then I reported the fact that Bill O'Brien swore at Whitney Merciless in practice and got fired the next day.
I was going to say, I was like, what's spurred this conversation?
But they wanted me to talk just about the facts, so I told them about a fact. They didn't like that fact. So it's just the facts they like.
Gotcha.
But this is a fact I like. Joey Loperfido has more home runs than any professional baseball player.
Any chance it's Abreu?
No.
The fact that Dana Brown
Put him on the injured list already.
It doesn't alert
Just
you
fake
at all.
an injury.
Like Dana Brown is he's gonna make the announcement tomorrow.
Joey Loperfido suffered a tragic back injury while doing Pilates with one of the Pilates Illuminati
You
here
mean
in
Jose
town.
Abreu?
What did I say?
Joey Loperfido.
Oh, my bad.
I was like, please
Ryan
don't.
Abreu. Yeah.
Don't.
No, Ryan Abreu.
He walked into the
Jose Abreu.
like it's Goodfellas.
Paul's like killing like half the team right now.
Like
Yeah.
it's Goodfellas. He gets made. He's finally an MLB player.
Oh, yeah, there's plastic all over the floor.
That's such a great scene.
Tommy sucked.
And how's he
needed
gonna
to
make
get
the
got.
roster? Because he's not on the 40-man roster. Because our sweet prince, Forrest Whitley.
Oh, we got to turn down the positivity. This is a sad one, Sean.
He's
Sad news.
probably going to be going on the 60-day IL, I would guess. That's how Joey Loperfido's going to
Oh,
be on the 40-man
no. Wait,
roster.
it's 60-day IL?
That's probably how they're going to get Loperfido on the roster. That's my guess. Or they have to DFA someone, so like you'd have to DFA Singleton or Greg Kessinger or something like that. Like you have to make room on your 40-man roster for him. So just my guess is that Forrest Whitley, who has right elbow discomfort, favorite word, haven't heard a lot of that word this year, is going to be... I feel so bad for that kid. Like, he's not doing anything wrong. He just can't... His body hates him. I feel genuinely bad. I do hope... I don't know why. I just have like this 1% of hope that it's Abreu getting DFA tomorrow. I know it won't be, Paul, but I'm going to hold out hope.
Well,
It's going to be Singleton, for the record. That's my guess.
you think they get rid of Singleton?
Yeah. Like Greg Kessinger, who's had 8 at-bats this year. I don't think they're going to get rid of him.
I still wonder if Loperfido will actually play first base.
Jake Myers? Like, he is a center fielder. Like, if you're going to, Chaz has not been good, but, I saw some people speculating that, maybe it's Jake Myers is the one being sent down.
But don't they?
I don't know.
Yeah. You would think that it'd be one of the first basemen that have been disgusting. The disgusting brothers at first base.
Yeah.
Probably got some options left with Jose Altuve. You can send him down for a little bit, right?